I've got another, can these shears be saved? And I have the sharpener here in the background. We won't say his name. We won't say where he's from. It is a male, but you know, what is it? 80% of the sharpeners, I think, are male.
And 80% of the hairstylists are women.
That's true. These shears, they make noise, and they probably shouldn't. They are folding, and let's see if you can see how that, yeah, you can see how that folds. And it definitely is not cutting here. You see how that folds instead of cutting. So let's look and see what's going on with these. And if you're new to my channel, and I know he's not, that's why he's here, but if you're new to my channel, I'm Bonnie Megowan, and I do a lot of videos on sharpening. And you know, so if you're interested in sharpening, if you sharpen shears or you know, or sharpen anything, you may want to watch my other videos and subscribe. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm going to let you look at this too.
Okay.
Well, number one, if you rotate this, you can see there's a burr on the outside, and that's definitely a beveled edge. And then inside, the ride line is just non-existent in that one area where it's folding here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also seeing the ride line a little bit up the back, which kind of makes me wonder if you're putting your pressure where you're supposed to here. You know.
I put my my finger, both fingers.
Both fingers here, your pressure's there.
Yeah, and I'll put like another one, either the tip or 3/4 out.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sharpen these like you're a hairstylist. You brought them in to me, and I'm just going to do them my regular way and see if that fixes it.
Okay.
The biggest thing I see is the ride line. So.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice that ride line. I was not pleased with it. I put it on the 1000 grit.
Yeah.
And tried to bring it up, but I wanted to bring it up more finely with the 8000, and that still didn't do nothing. I got a die flat.
Yeah.
To reface the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I resurfaced it, and I did it over, but I still was not pleased. But I started those out. I'm thinking it was like around 24.
What do you mean 24?
24 degrees. I want
that blunt?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, no, it's at, if I'm not mistaken, it's at 42 now.
Okay. Just a little sharpening mud here. More water. And my trick is to get that ride right here where it's missing. Okay, I still have red here where I haven't got the ride line and still haven't got it back here.
Oh,
so that shear I think is out of alignment. So I'm putting my pressure here, light out there. But I'm putting a finger there.
Right. Now, how many times you done that? Your finger slip and cut yourself.
I don't know, it's just kind of when it feels like it's a cushiony or... Okay, I got a teensy rod here. And one there. I'd like to have a little bit bigger.
I've seen you mark them. I was wondering how you marked them.
Yeah, I just take my red Sharpie, and you see how it's got like a little V in it. I just come in straight and just that quick.
Okay, yeah, I've seen you do that.
Just that quick.
And
I do it on all of them.
And you get it on both sides?
Yeah, I get it on both sides in one swipe. And it comes out. Originally, the Sharpie is flat, but after I've used it, it's got that little V in it. I've got. I'm assuming these are out of alignment. That's what the problem is. But I'm not going to bend it, not going to hit it, or anything like that. I've just got to work the rod line. This is an 8000 grit diamond stone from DMT. And I only use it on occasions like this where I'm not getting it and I want to make sure, absolutely sure it's flat. So I'm putting my pressure here. This is fine, but it's also very aggressive. I guess I need to have it up on something a little higher. I don't have a lot of room for my finger. Even though this finger's here, my pressure is still there. Yeah, it's bitsy, but I've got a rod line there. It's not very big. And back here, I'd like to get more there. So I'm going to come up here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to go back to the stone. Even though this is 8,000 grit and this is 2,000 grit, this seems to work finer than my 8,000 grit stone. And that diamond stone over there, I don't use it very often, but when I have it, when I need it, I'm glad I have it.
Right.
Because I know absolutely without a shadow of a doubt it's flat. So I don't have to wonder if I'm getting, you know, if my stone is part of the problem. And you see I got a rod there. Still don't have one good back here. Up here in this corner. A little bit more here. What I'm basically doing is I'm taking metal off here, so that kind of flattens that whole blade down. So I'm kind of working this corner here.
Oh, you talking to the camera?
Huh?
I thought you were talking to me.
Well, I'm talking to both of you, the
Okay.
camera and you. It's not showing my mouth, so. I've gotten to where I talk even if the camera's not going, because I'm so used to it. Now, let's see if that'll work without having to take off too much metal, because you don't want to overdo it. Now, since I've got it apart, I'm going to work this too. Do you do the rod line on both sides normally?
If I do any on the teeth, I check the teeth out first to check the two ramps.
Yeah.
I call them ramps. And I'll put up a degree or two on a stone, and I will draw backwards slightly, and I'll look at it, and
See if it's ramped down a little bit.
right.
Yeah, most sharpeners don't know about that, so that's good that you know and you understand that. That other shear I fixed earlier today, that was the problem. All I had to do was do a couple of strokes with it up and ramping it, and then it fixed the whole problem. But this one, I'm not seeing much of a ramping because it's taking that red off just with these strokes. So I don't ramp.
Yeah, and you got a 2,000 right there?
Yeah. Feel how smooth that 2,000 is. Put your
Yeah.
hand over there and feel. See?
Oh, yeah.
So, what angle did you say you sharpen it at?
Well, when I first started, I started with, it was around 28. And then I went to 42.
Okay, I'm going to do a scratch test at 40.
Yeah.
And I'm going with a cushion plate. And this is a worn 800 grit. And I'm just going to do a scratch just to see if 40 looks about right. Hard to tell because I got so much dust on it and everything, but I'm going to go with 40. It feels a lot. It doesn't feel very sharp at all.
Right.
So the way my clamp works, I set it at 40. Then I bring this up. This is like my stop. So that's set. So it's set at 40, and then I loosen this. So then I can rock back and forth like this. And I'm going at about 30%. I usually don't have to go much faster than that. And I'll land here, and then I'm rolling to the edge. Kind of rock to the tip, to the back. And we've talked about how big the burr needs to be, and I told you it needs to be. See, I'm way, way back here, so you must have had it really blunt. I think we need to bring it up to at least 40. because these are expensive shears. Probably 45 or maybe higher what it was in the factory. So I'm going to have to go with something pretty aggressive. This is like an 80 micron. And maybe a little bit faster. And I'm not worrying about staying at the edge. Right now, I just want to kind of get close to that 40 degrees. Yeah, you did it. You had a pretty blunt angle on it. Yeah, I'm nowhere near the edge. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near the edge. A little faster. Water keeps it cooler. I'm not going to worry about rocking for a while because it's so far from the edge. The one finger on it helps keep it from overheating. See what I'm trying to do? And I'm trying to get back up to 40 and get that as a convex shape. You see that really wide, rough-looking bevel?
Mm-hmm. Are you using that one light piece as your guideline?
Using a what?
Are you using that one light piece where you marked it? It looks like a piece of it was not marked or came off, or something was wrong there. Are you using that as a guideline?
No,
like you're gonna
I'm not. I'm really not understanding you. What I'm trying to do, you see, I'm not anywhere near the edge.
Right where you thumb.
Right here?
Yeah, where I'm looking, right in there.
Yeah.
I see a little bit of maybe a guideline to where the metal needs to come to, and then you're gonna put your set in there.
No, I just want to get all the way to the edge. That's the bevel you put in there.
Right.
That's the bevel. I just want to get that bevel out. I want to get to the edge.
Okay.
And I'm on an 80 micron. I've got 100, which is more aggressive, but I just got to move this down a lot. I'm having to see. I'm still not anywhere near the edge. Why did you decide to do it at such a blunt angle? I mean, do you find that thinning shears tend to be that blunt an angle? I mean, how did you choose that angle to do it at?
When nothing long to cut.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good. It's good usually if a shear's not cutting to maybe go down 5 degrees. But I probably wouldn't go anything. This is way too blunt. And a blunt edge will definitely roll the hair. Fold. Make the hair fold.
Right.
See, I'm not bothering rocking up and down because I'm so far below the edge that I've got a ways to go. Let's see, I've got 100 over here. This is the coarsest thing I've got. So we're not here all day. Doesn't matter how long you have this machine. There'll be some days you just can't get it to go on straight. There we go. And that's feeling warm. You don't want it to overheat. Oh yeah, I'm almost there. This is where I probably ought to be wearing a mask when I'm sharpening because I'm taking off a lot of metal here. It's getting there. Can you see? We're almost there.
Yeah.
The red Sharpie helps though because you can see. there. Do you see that?
No.
I made it to the edge there. I feel for the burr, but I don't want to burn my finger. Don't quite have a burr yet, but I don't want to concentrate on that area much. I want to concentrate back here. Almost there. These are hard steel. That's the problem with hard steel. Takes longer to sharpen them. Almost there. I got from here to here. Just got to get the tip. Got to get back there. Almost there. That's close enough. I can finish up on my other one. See, sometimes it goes right on. No rhyme or reason. Ooh, it's hot. Let it cool off a minute. I don't like using alcohol, but alcohol will cool it a little faster.
How do you feel about the metal when it's hot like that and you cool it off too fast? You think that weakens?
Oh, you know what? You may be going on something I don't know about. I mean, I don't think there's enough difference in the temperature because it's still so hot that it wouldn't blister myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not super, super hot. And then that alcohol, it's not like I'm putting it on dry ice. There's this one guy that's a sharpener. I haven't seen him in a few years, but he would come in with an ice chest full of dry ice, and he would tell the people that he would open it up and he'd tell them he was retempering the shears and put it in the dry ice, and the smoke would come out.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I've got a burr starting here to here, and I don't have it here, and I don't have it back there. I'll let you feel that burr. And if you feel it with your left hand and these two fingers of your left hand, try your left hand. You're right-handed?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easier to feel with these fingers?
What, with these two?
Yeah, well, I usually use my ring finger and my pointer finger. Then,
That's where you like?
yeah, that's about all the burr I like, except I've got to get it from here to here and there to there.
Right.
And what I'm looking at in the light, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera or you can see it, but I can actually see the light from here to here right on the edge that I don't have a burr. Ah, I think I got it that time. Nope, it's not there.
Now, say that again. What
Alright,
you said
if
before
you
turn
turn
on
it back and forth to the light, you can kind of see like a white shiny line right along the edge,
Mm-hmm.
and that tells me I'm not quite at the edge yet. There's a little bit that's not there. And so I can tell I don't have a burr without even feeling it.
All right, so what you're saying is you're not convexed yet.
Well, I don't know about yeah, I guess so. It's a little teeny tiny bevel left there.
Okay.
And that was where we were having trouble getting that ride line anyway, you know? That same spot. And I'm working on that tip. If you can't get the tip, sometimes tilting it more of a tilt down will help you get that tip. It's a lot more work getting this one working than that other shear I did this morning. Okay, that looks like I'm there. Yes, I got a burr, got a burr, got a burr. Yeah, it's wimpy up there, but I've got a burr all the way down. And I don't think I need to go into anything finer because I think that once I polish it, that's going to be good enough. Here, I'll let you feel that burr while I get my stone out. And I'm going to be polishing it next.
Are you going to be working on that ride line again?
Oh, yeah. So this is diamond spray on here. This is a pretty worn felt pad. In upcoming videos, I'm going to be experimenting with some new pads and some new polish, so watch out for those. Everybody knows, when they watch my videos, they know I say that I'm on the search for a better way to polish shears, so I get sent samples, and I'll be doing those soon. Where's my Megowan stone?
You want these out, or are you gonna polish? You gonna polish them first, or you?
No. What I want to do next is I want to knock that burr off. Now I'm not going to rework the ride line. All I'm wanting to do, go ahead and take them out of there. All I'm going to want to do is go in here, and I'm very carefully setting them down because I don't want to wiggle around, and then I just want to pop that burr off. I'm still feeling a little bit here, so I might do it once more. And I'm going to start it down below where I was. Put a little bit more pressure right there. And see, that burr is gone. I don't want to work it up and down, because if I work it up and down, I'm going to end up pushing burr to the outside. And I've already pushed some burr to the outside. I can see it with my naked eye. Most people can't, but if you run a microfiber cloth down it, you can feel it catching, or a cotton ball. And that's burr I've pushed to the outside. So my goal now is to remove that outside burr, but not round over it, because I want to keep it sharp. So the way I do that, give me my clamp. Somebody just the other day asked me, what's this screw here for? Now see, I'm set at 40. I turn that. If I turn it like a half a turn, I'm at 41. Maybe I'm at about 42 there. So I don't have to go through a whole lot of shenanigans to change my angle. I can just move it up just a little tad at a time. So that means when I come back to polish, I'm going to polish close enough to remove that outside burr, but not roll over the edge. And I find that's one of the real key things is not to roll over the edge. And I go as fast as I'm comfortable going. And I'm going about 70%, I guess. I hardly ever go full blast. Even when I was trying to take so much metal off just now, I was going about 50. So this is cosmetic, and it's also removing the burr. And I might check it with my microfiber cloth. Move this over. Or cotton ball, and just see if it feels smooth. I still feel something back in here, and this is where I pull out my nail buffer, 3000 grit, and just kind of go over it. And I do want to check and make sure that I have not taken off so much metal. I've removed that rod line. It's a little bit wimpy, but it is there. Can you see that little tiny bit of ride line?
Mm-hmm.
And ride line does not have to be big for it to do what it's supposed to and designed to do. But if it's not there, yeah, it's there. It's there. Now that tip is wiped out, but I don't let that bother me. I mean, I might let it bother me, but it's
nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I can't put it back. I've seen some people say they can, and maybe they can, but that's more work than I want to do.
You might as well make the shear.
Yeah, I might as well just go take it back to the factory. And I'm just going to kind of look at those teeth. Those teeth, I'm feeling a burr on the outside on them. Normally I wouldn't do anything to the teeth, but let me see if I can just polish those teeth a little bit just so that they don't have a burr on the outside.
You know what degree you doing that at? The same one?
Whatever I had here, 42. I'm just kind of
Knocking them
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to take those V's out at all.
Right.
Nope, I'm still feeling it. Let me see if I can just do that with a nail buffer. Somehow they've got a burr. I can feel the burr on the outside. Well, doggone, I think that nail buffer just about did it. And you can always, see this is 3,000 grit, that's 1,000 grit. You could always do lightly with a 1,000 grit.
Mm-hmm.
Then come back.
I can buffer my van like that.
Yeah. I'm still feeling it here. And that's where it was, we were having problems with it, was up here. And then I always go back and do the teeth, the inside if I do the outside. Well, let's see what happens to it now, and if it doesn't cut, then we might work on the teeth. And some of these like this, it helps just to pray over it before you get it. Now, I don't see the washer. Was there a washer on there?
Mm-hmm.
Did I lose it? I might have lost the washer in there. Let me get another washer. That's my fault. I'd hate to have it sharpened perfectly and then something I did wrong with the screw made it not cut. Yeah, and that's just a split screw here. So it's no clicker plate to keep that adjustment in.
You need a clicker plate?
It doesn't have a clicker. You know, most of the time they have like little teeth under it, and it holds its adjustment. This one doesn't. It's just a split screw that goes into the back. So there's nothing really to keep it from backing out, other than friction. This is not my favorite screw design.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't cut it. I don't close it until I close it on my perm paper, which I have. And you know what they used in the Jaguar factory? They used like plastic.
Yeah,
Which I thought
saran
was
wrap.
interesting. Yeah. Here's my perm paper. Okay. Pray, cross your fingers. What are we doing?
Everything.
Look at there.
Oh, that sounds good.
Look at there. That cut nice.
Nice.
Hear the difference in the sound. Still makes a little noise, but it's definitely better.
Oh, yeah.
Let me grab some hair.
Do you like your cut to be perforated, or do you like it cut?
No, it's supposed to be like that.
Right.
See, that's why I use this paper rather than tissue. You can see just exactly the little teeth marks in there.
Yeah. So
I usually, if it passes this, it'll cut the hair.
right.
A lot of times it won't pass here, but it'll still cut hair, and I'll let it go. And I don't know why or wherefore. If I don't find any perm paper, regular bond paper, it's a many a time when I've forgotten my perm paper, I've used my receipt book. It'll have some cuts on it. So let's see what this does. I'm going to cut in the back here, close all the way. And always use hair that's attached to something.
Mm-hmm.
Just having loose hair, you can't tell if it's pulling. Somebody want sharpening?
No.
No. Okay, and I'm going to cut up here. That's where it folded. Look at there.
Well, that pulls out great.
And that's even with the teeth feeling like they might have something funky going on there, but I haven't oiled it yet. But so all I did really was just go back and put it's a 40-degree angle on it, reconvexed it, made sure my rod line was all the way through, even though it's super, super wimpy right here. And it's cutting. So little oil and you're good to go. So those shears were saved.
Yeah, and she's gonna be happy. I'll put it that way. She's gonna be amazed. Cause I've worked on these things. I know a year.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay.
You know, I'd watch and I'd try things, different things, and I would go back You know, if I was in her area, I'd go back and I'd ask her, you know, is it okay if I take a look at your shears? You know, because it bothered me the whole time. And plus it lets her know that I take pride in my work. But I mean, they feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And we can make it a little looser if you think that's tight. But
I was going to say, usually when I give the thinning or blending shears back, I'll have them where they catch around 10 to 15 too.
with these, what worries me is that there's no clicker underneath it to hold this adjustment. So these, I would rather give it to her a little bit on the tight side, because you see, if you got it loose, see, it's not cutting. See, if it's too loose, it's not cutting.
Right.
So you've got to have it, that adjustment tighter.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's with a thinning or blending shear, that it's always tighter on that.
Yeah. She's right-handed, I take it, huh?
No, actually, she is a left-handed. Yes, I know.
Okay, that's part of the issue.
I know, but she will not use a left-handed shear.
But she uses the right-handed shear in her left hand. She's going to always have problems with these texturizers.
The same way. She will not turn it around. Well, she.
Cause see, when I put it in my left hand, see?
No, if it's in her left hand, she uses her thumb where your thumb's at. She uses her ring finger.
So she's going to do it here.
Yeah.
Well, you always want to test them the way they cut with them. Okay. Well, then she's going to be able to cut with them. Because look, when I do it this way, it works.
Never in my life have I seen that, except till her.
That's interesting, because we just shot a video. It's on that Love to Cut channel from a left-handed stylist, and that's interesting. That is not comfortable, but
No.
it doesn't work. It won't work the other way. So.
Well, I said, will you please, let's try you on a left-handed pair of shears. She said, no, I've been doing it this way for so long. I said, well, you realize you have your fingers in the wrong holes.
Our job as sharpeners is not to, if they've got their way of cutting.
Yeah.
We're like race car mechanics, and they're the race car drivers.
Yes.
So we have to make that shear cut for the way that they use it, and not try to tell them to change.
Exactly.
Unless they ask. If they ask, then that's different.
Right. But I feel, if they don't ask, I feel like sometimes they don't know. All I can do is make a suggestion, but if they tell me that this is what feels comfortable for me, and I've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, then we'll go with that. And
okay, that tip, you see how it pulls a little bit?
Yeah,
that
not
tip
together.
pulls.
Yeah.
I think it needs to cross over a little bit more. Did you say that handle bent pretty easy?
The handle did. I got a good handle bender, not one like that.
All right, so I want to bend it out a little bit so it comes together more. I have to stop and think how I want to bend it. That doesn't bend real easy. I think I'd rather trim the bumper, because that took a lot of pressure on my hand. I'd like to see it go a little bit more. I'd like to see it go beyond where I've got that ride line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to risk bending that handle anymore, because I might break it or something. That tooth catches, but I'm kind of, let's leave well enough alone.
Right.
Because she's probably not cutting and pulling out. She's probably cutting like this. But that one tooth,
she's got a little bit of movement. I watched her cut hair.
That one tooth is catching, and I'd like to see them come together a little bit closer. But
well, if that was a brand new shear, it would be. I'm sure she's not worried about one tooth. I know we are. We worry about that one tooth.
Yeah, but she's not. Yeah, because none of them ever cut and pull it out. They're doing this kind of thing. So
yeah.
And if it's just compared to the way it did cut. And this is one of these things you say, I've improved this 100%. There's still some things that might not be, 100% perfect, but you may want to think about making these your backup shears and get you a new pair.
Yes, that was her backup pair, and they just worked her to death.
I can't imagine a left-handed person getting a swivel thumb shear and using it this way. I just can't. It just doesn't seem to make sense. But
That's
you know,
what makes her happy.
I mean, it looks like it would break your finger, but you know. Oh well. So there you go.
Thank you so
Let's go
much.
shopping.
Yeah.